This is from February 1948, and the location is near. It was there where MA-370 was last repealed in 2014. It was spotted on radar. That is, the Strait of Malacca. This place is on the border between Malaysia and Indonesia. There is a thin strip of sea in between, where thousands of ships from around the world pass through. The weather that day was clear, and the sea was silent, and the air is as pleasant as on normal day. On this same route, American and British, several foreign ships were traveling. Everything. It was going on normally, but suddenly there was a strange signal was heard on the radios of several ships. Once in Bright Facts Hub videos. Once again, welcome. Viewers, this is the one to meet. The strange signal was in Morse code format, an old-school way of Morse code communication. There is definitely a method, but it is a sound. It was much more reliable than messages. If voice is transmitted normally on radio. If you go, it depends on the distance. Obstacles in the atmosphere such as fog, dust and humidity and line of sight. And when there are interruptions, the message does not reach the receiver completely. Either it fades or the receiver arrives with considerable distortion at the end. In contrast, Morse code dots and dashes, which is a combination of and pay decode the complete English word. Sentences can be made of this message. The biggest advantage is that it has thousands atmospheric obstructions up to kilometers away. May be sent even if the date on which the Morse code for ships in the Malacca Strait. The beginning of what I got was something like this. 3 dots, 3 dashes, and then 3 again, dots. And this pattern repeats twice. And then a long series of dots and dashes. It was written. It was decoded from Morse code. The initial part means SOS. SOS. The full message translates as follows. SOS SOS Steamship SS. It is requested on behalf of Ourang Medan from the ship doctor with shortwave wireless. Contact immediately. This was the one. Then without waiting, another message comes, and its translation. It was something like this. Probably the second officer is dead. The other crew members are also dead. Do not give medical advice. SOS from warship. I'm asking for help. In this second message, after Ourang Medan sent his position and then sent the last message, which was probably incomplete. The last message simply said, I die, and message ends. After this last message, a long silence fell. The radio operators immediately responded back. I gave it, but there was no response from the front. This silence continued for the next several minutes, and all the ships that received this message, it became clear to him that SS Ourang Medan. Something terrible has happened to this ship, Nami. Silver Star, after receiving creepy messages, the closest American merchant ship to Nami. The captain of the Silver Star had decided to go to where the signal came from. He changed his course and sped away. SS Ourang began to move towards Medan, so they felt that the ship might sink, been attacked for several hours. After the journey, when the Silver Star reached that location, when she got closer, she used binoculars to saw that there was indeed a foreign ship at that location. He stands up when he gets closer, so the crew of the Silver Star was surprised to see this. All that remains is that SS Ourang is in perfect condition. I am in. Neither was the ship damaged in any way, nor there were no signs of water filling it. It was just floating silently on the water. There was something strange about having a steam engine. No smoke from the chimney above, despite was leaving. The strangest thing was that on deck there was no movement. Such a large ship and absolute silence. To the captain of the Silver Star, I couldn't understand anything. He turned on the loudspeaker. I made several calls. I honked, but there was no sound except the ocean waves. Ultimately, the Silver Star captain decided. He told one of his team to board the shore. We will send it so that this secret can be revealed. When a rescue team from SS Ourang Medan. But if you climb up, the atmosphere inside becomes quite cold. It was happening, and there was complete silence. Then his eyes fell upon the first corpse. It was not an ordinary corpse, but that of a man. His face was twisted with fear. His eyes and their mouths were wide open. It seemed as if it was extremely terrifying while dying. You must have seen the scene. His body was stiff and his hands were stretched forward as if he were trying to stop something. As the rescue team moved forward, they found more. Bodies were found. Bodies were strewn all over the deck. The captain died in his place. The remaining officers were dead on the bridge. Even the ship's dog is dead. The dog's death also didn't seem normal. He was also stiff, and his mouth was. It was also open. The most surprising thing, this was that there should be no wound on any body. There were no marks. The nails were shed, nor was there any injury. There were no signs of any battle there. They met. Just the same dreadful look on everyone's faces. The rescue team was on the radio. When I reached the room, the same radio operator was there. The body of the man who sent all these radio messages was found. His fingers were still in the peacock code. He was in the same condition as when she had used iodine. The Silver Star's rescue. The team had confirmed one thing, that something very abnormal has happened here. Because there is no evidence of injuries on the corpse. There were no marks, and everyone died of fear. It has happened. At this point he decided that the ship be tied with ropes, be taken to the nearest port so that further investigation can be done. Now, the rescue team started tying the ropes. That the lower part of the ship was cargo. Smoke starts coming out of hold number 4. There was only light smoke at first, but when we saw, the fire broke out in no time. This fire spread so quickly. Spread that the rescue team had time to escape. There was no other option. He immediately jumped back into the small boats and risked their lives. He then went on to save the Silver Star. Soon he arrived back on his ship, the SS. There was a massive explosion in the Ourang Medan, which destroyed the ship. The wreckage was spread far and wide across the sea. Suddenly, the mysterious ship. Of all my secrets and those terrifying corpses, I drowned in the depths of the ocean with him. Now, there was no evidence left. Only testimony of the crew members of the Silver Star whose all this happened in front of us because someone, the evidence simply wasn't there. That's why many people called it a fabricated story, and some people, but conspiracy theories began to emerge. Researchers said that the SS Ourang Medan, no ship with the name is officially registered. Lloyd's Register of Shipping, which is the world's largest shipping company, keeps records of all ships in which this no name was found for the ship. Those who believe in this statement, researchers believe that this was during World War II. This was the period immediately after 1918. At that time, many foreign ships sailed under fake names or they were not even registered. It is possible that is SS Ourang Medan also one of them, or is he involved in any illegal activity. That's why it wasn't registered. Later in 1954 in Dutch newspapers, an article appears in which the SS Ourang Medan. This entire incident was narrated in interviews of some people were also published who mysterious had worked on the ship before. Among them were some crew members who said that Ourang Medan is used to smuggle illegal goods. It was useful. That's probably why it was registered. It was not done. From his statement when tried to trace the owner of the ship. If it goes, then due to lack of evidence, the owners. I couldn't even find out. For many years after this sentence, later in 2003, American intelligence, the agency CIA has given some secret files made public related to the mysterious ship SS Ourang Medan. It was a letter dated May 29, 1958. The letter was written to the CIA on the same day. Those who wrote with all the details of the accident had mentioned that I am sure SF. If the tragedy of Ourang is solved, then here, many missing airplanes and deafening. The mysteries of the ships will be answered. Did the CIA investigate this letter or not? But this letter was kept for the next 45 years, kept in secret files. And then in 2003, it was declassified in 1975. Even today, it is used by the CIA. Available on the website of the more accepted and logical theory. The reason was that there was no dangerous thing on the SS Ourang Medan. It was chemically loaded. Remember that at that time, World War II had just ended. Japan and Germany have many deadly chemicals used to be. It is said that the ship was smuggling these deadly chemicals as potassium cyanide or nitroglycerin. According to experts, if the salty sea water contains potassium cyanide, if it mixes with it, it produces a very poisonous gas. It will go into the human lungs, causes chemical reaction and suffocation. Death can occur instantly. This theory suggests that proves that why were there no wounds on the body? If we talk about nitroglycerin, it is an explosive chemical if it is handled properly. If not stored properly, it will burst on its own. Maybe the rescue team. The fire you saw was the result of this chemical. The angle is that this ship may be from Unit 731, was carrying luggage. Unit 731 Japanese. It was a dreaded unit of the army that was capable of destroying killing humans. He used to do biological experiments on. Japan lost the war after American intervention. When he went, America sent his scientists to it. I wanted to shift it closer. Maybe the ship is the same secret biological weapon or transporting chemicals, and on the way, the entire crew was killed due to leakages. Because it was a secret mission, the ship was not registered anywhere. This will happen with Bright Facts Hub. You guys should like and share the video a lot. I will. Thank you for your loving comment. Thank you so much. See you in the next great one in the video.